Previously on the assignment.
Guys, how do you feel now that you made it this far?
The Mission 111 team departed Southern California for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. In the first leg of their journey, they prepared for flight into the Mara Mara Valley, where the mysterious Borona tribe lives.
I'm not nervous. I am ready.
We're not going anywhere until we pray over this van.
After hours of rough road and scorching terrain, tensions rose for the first time between team members. They made their way to Awassa, where they settled their differences and joined their helicopter pilot Marcus for an afternoon of training.
Welcome to the assignment. The mission has just begun, and already the team is learning something about themselves, taking a chance in a country they had never been before. They left the capital, Addis Ababa, and now reached Awassa. Sure, the journey has been challenging, but new challenges are now facing them that they never expected to be faced with. Do they have what it takes? Can they put their differences aside and focus on the assignment at hand? Only then they can see this through.
Hey, Aman, what happened? We are so late, and I want you to come as soon as possible.
While waiting to be picked up, Crystal and Mandy fall into another argument, and the team intervenes before tensions mount any further. They know the trip cannot continue until every member is committed and in unison.
It will either make or break this mission. The words we speak for. Now, some say you have the gift of encouragement. We all should have the gift of encouragement, not discouragement.
We've just been together for such a period of time. Things are getting ridiculously intense. You know, we love each other and, you know, we do our best to try and encourage each other, but I know half the time, you know, we want to wring each other's necks.
We get very irritated because we're always around each other. When we go to the bathroom, it's always around the same time. We shower in the same two showers.
Have you been encouraged today?
If I was, I obviously didn't notice it or remember.
Brett?
Yeah, Dave encouraged me.
When I first woke up this morning, God really encouraged me, that's for sure. Johnny has been encouraging me, actually. Just recently sitting up there. He was lending a helping hand and acting real concerned and wanted me to know everything was going to be okay. So.
My life has been a very hard life. I've had walls. I didn't let people touch me unless you're a girl. I didn't let people behind me when I was young because of fighting and stuff. So I actually surrendered a lot. I got something that I thought I haven't had since a kid, but I realized I never had it in years, and probably never had it, was love. Something that I was given was love. So I actually closer to you guys than I ever have. And you know, I remember each time with each one of you guys, spending quality time with you guys. You know what I mean?
Being encouraged by Brett just like 30 minutes ago.
Just as recently as a few minutes ago, I received encouragement from Dundee, which I really appreciate. I find Dundee's a good person to talk to when you have things that you need to discuss. He always has good advice.
Something as simple as, how was your sleep last night? Oh, okay. See, that just, right away, I just feel like, oh, gee, we didn't do enough for that team member. Like, that's just how I absorb things. Instead of, how was your sleep? You know, it was great. Then that just makes me want to just go 10 times more, right?
And so I pray that as we are together, that we would lift you up.
We need to make a change. That we can't stay the way we are, and we need to be open and willing to your change because it's for the better. And I just thank the Father, and I just ask for forgiveness of anything that I have done and anybody I have offended. In Jesus' name.
Well, we've had an interesting day, a good day today. We met Marcus this morning, and he took us out to the mission station where he and his wife and their children live. Tomorrow morning we plan to get up early and go to church here. In the afternoon, though, we leave for a full afternoon and evening of driving to our next city, where we will actually be picked up by the helicopter and taken the rest of the way on Wednesday.
What happened? We are so late. Yeah. We don't want to be there when it is night, and I want you to come as soon as possible. Yes, in 5 minutes. Thank you. Yes, bye.
Off to a late start, the team must travel non-stop to reach their next destination. It's a full day's drive to Yabello, where they will be flown out by Marcus and the helicopter.
We just passed the city of Dila, and we're thinking about 5 more hours. Lord willing, we will be in Yabello. I don't think we're going to stop tonight near the Shafi, because Dundee thinks we can pump it through, so I'm right behind him. I trust him completely. This is his country, so here we come, Yabello.
This is great news for the team. They no longer have to sleep out overnight on the side of the road. But of course, anything can happen. Without a doubt, Ethiopia's countryside is remarkably beautiful. But driving here at night can be extremely dangerous and sometimes deadly. Coming up, can this team agree on anything?
It makes sense to act them out.
These people remember word for word.
They might remember it word for word, but
They did pictures, and the only thing they acted out was the cross.
It's an early morning in Yabello. The group spent the night with Hannah, a missionary from Sweden who has opened her home to the Mission 111 team, who once again have a hard time agreeing on anything. Maybe Hannah's experience with the Brona tribe will help the team focus on what's really important.
From a learning standpoint, it makes sense to act them out. They will remember more. They will retain more of the story if we act it out.
But you got to remember, these people remember word for word the story, and they can repeat
they
it.
might remember it word for word. But when they go to share, just like in Ital, the movie, they used the acting to go share with the other tribes.
They did pictures, and the only thing they acted out was the cross.
Because they got the excitement up until that happened.
Okay, but we're doing something that's never been done before. Nobody has ever tried to teach somebody 30 stories in a week.
When you guys do your storytelling, do you typically act it out?
Some of the stories is easier to act, some of the stories are difficult. But we usually use very simple drama.
Can we ask them to all, we're going to meet in these 2 villages for the next 5 days. If you want to come and hear our stories, come to these 2 villages. I mean, is that going to be improper for their culture to have all those people in those 2 villages or anything?
When you land, all the people they're gonna come from far places just when they see the helicopter. And
right.
They're gonna come and gather a lot of people.
How do you think their reaction's going to be with us landing there?
It could be different.
It could be different for sure. As Hannah explains to the team, the Brona tribe has been long feared in southern Ethiopia for their involvement and practice of witchcraft. Spirituality is not new to this part of Ethiopia.
The place where you're going, it's called Marmaro, and many places of Borona are very bound by evil spirits. They have a lot of devil worship. But this place is more, actually, they told me.
What do you think the reaction of the witch doctor will be to us? Because, that's going to be such a threat to him and his position within that community.
Some of them might be not happy, yeah.
Like if we get sick or something, that we need to try to figure out what it was. Not that we're just sick, that it could be a spell that we need to rebuke in order to get better.
Now I don't know what to expect.
Yes, I'll get a tea towel. We need to have something to dry our dishes with.
Yeah.
Why won't you work? Okay, we are in a bit of trouble. The satellite phone that Hannah has for us that we can use is not working properly. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but for about the past 15 minutes, it keeps giving us an error message on the phone. It says the SIM card's not valid.
You must renew your bond with...
Once
Where wait, it says you have to renew it before your third bundle year expires. We didn't do that. We didn't renew it before.
You know what I'm scared of? I think we're running out of phone time. So what are we going to do? Even we don't have the satellite phone, and now we won't have this cell phone. How are we going to handle this?
Hello, Marcus? Yeah, it's David.
Being without a phone may seem like a minor issue, but in these parts, it could be the difference between life and death. There are a number of things that could go wrong. And out here, wrong is really wrong. The dead kind of wrong.
All right. They said we're probably not going to be able to get the phone. He's got one company that has one in Addis that would be willing to let us borrow it for the 5 days, but it would be getting it all the way from Addis to Owasso before 7 o'clock tomorrow morning when Marcus leaves from there to fly all the way to here. So.
Well, I don't have plans on anything going wrong, so I don't think we'll need it.
I ain't got nobody to call.
Coming up.
Feeling pretty good. I'm ready to get up in the air. Keep going. It's going to be fun.
Finally, it's time to fly.
This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it.
Well, this is the big day. It's one of the days that we've been looking forward to. We're going to be helicoptering into the Baranas this morning. In fact, they've already taken the load of our stuff down to where the helicopter is going to be landing to pick us up. And it's really exciting for everybody.
Everybody, before you leave here today, you grab your roll of toilet paper. Okay?
In just under 30 minutes from now, the team will travel by Jeep to the helicopter. And while the rest of the team is busy packing,
Beep.
Mandy has been spending her time trying to get the satellite phone working.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't. Sounds like it like disconnected me. That's what it sounds like. That's it. I give up. I'm done. I can deal with it.
But Hannah has a lot on her plate, and babysitting the team is not one of them. A lot has to be done before Marcus can fly the first group into the Borona tribe.
We are taking a reading from the GPS coordinates, so it should be here. And the place is called Mar Maro.
Yes.
I think we can manage in 4 flights.
Yeah.
Marcus has completed his flight plan to the Borona region and now realizes they have a major problem. Weight. Lots of weight.
We have people here who weigh 130 kilos, and I have 4 people on board and some luggage. It's already 5 kilos over.
It seems that the Mission 111 team is a little on the heavy side for the helicopter, and they need to decide on what to leave behind.
My luggage is very heavy. It weighs as much as I do.
I want everybody to go through their bag. Keep only the very, very necessity.
Oh, it actually worked out really good. This is all my stuff, except for a towel. That's in here. I think I'm going to try to put this in there too.
I weighed 129 kilos. That's a lot of weight. I'm a big boy.
Me? 105 kilo.
What a baby.
No, I'm not.
Feeling pretty good. I'm ready to get up in the air. Keep going. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to get out there.
Nervous?
Yeah, to be honest, I am. But it's okay.
He's scared. Yeah, I think so. He's a little bit scared. The way he talks, the way he moves, the way he acts like he's scared.
Scared, and so he should be. He's one of 2 foreigners on board, and it's not uncommon to be shot at by tribes who have never seen a helicopter before. Coming up, a candid sit-down with Carl and Jennifer Hargestem on what life is really like on the mission field. Then, the Mission 111 team lands in the Mara Mara region for the first time, but will they be allowed to stay? It was in 1989 when Carl Hargestem first set foot on African soil, and several thousand miles away, Jennifer touched down in Asia. Since that time, they have served many thousands of people around the world with the hope and love of Jesus. Together, their journey has taken them throughout Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, the Congo, and Kenya. They've also spent significant time on the ground in Indonesia, Pakistan, India, and Sudan. But of course, their journeys began long before that. Carl grew up in the northern region of Sweden, a similar climate to the harsh Canadian north, but a completely different setting from where Jennifer grew up in Southern California. The two of them would eventually make their way and settle in one of the hottest and most challenging places on earth, Ethiopia. Carl has spent the majority of his time finding unreached tribes in the Horn of Africa who have never heard the story of Jesus. Back in Addis Ababa, Jennifer has given her life for the good of others, rescuing and helping those in need. Living in the bush was not easy at first, but it was there that they were able to find the lost, love the unreached, and ultimately fulfill their assignment.
Real missionary work for me is just simply responding to a need, responding to something, not allowing yourself to overlook other people's lives and sometimes their problems.
Missionary by its word is defined as a sent one, a person that is sent. Well, we also believe that we're sent by God with his story to tell the people.
A lot of people think that missionaries are just religious weirdos that are making the calling about themselves and not about really helping other people. You know, I'm not religious, but I do have a relationship with God through his son Jesus Christ, and that changed my life forever. It took my life and gave me love and gave me purpose, and I want other people to experience that. But that's a message of hope. That's a message of love.
The gospel is very simple. Faith in God is also very simple. Religion is not simple. Many times what came along with the missionary was more culture and change of culture than was actually helping them to find peace with God. Somehow that good news story has become bad news through some of the practices of the missionary.
I don't want them to see me being the Savior. I can't save, I can't rescue. But the one that's rescued me, Jesus, he can rescue them too. And that's what I want them to see. I don't want them to see me.
Religion has, throughout the last 2,000 years, in fact, as we define it today, has been a reason of wars and controversy more than anything else. Now, religion, as I define it, religion has not saved any person. Religion, in fact, is man's explanation or system developed on how we can make peace with God. Now, follow these rules and God will be pleased with you. I believe that man has never in its own self been able to live up to those rules, but what we subscribe to is the gospel of Jesus Christ being the good news that I can't measure up to all those rules, but Jesus measured up for me.
The hardest thing that I experienced was the person that picked us up at the airport. He said a few words to me, and one of the words he said pierced my heart, and I think it pierced my heart for a long time. He mentioned to me that he did not know why we were there, and he didn't know if we were needed. And for me, it was a big blow because I just have prepared my whole life to arrive into a country like Ethiopia.
I didn't feel the same as Jennifer, I think, in that regard, that I felt like they were not waiting for me. I felt like what was concerned for me was more than I was that I was true to my assignment rather than I was trying to please people. I think that I was very focused on my assignment. This was the vision and the defining moments that has been forming my life up to this point that I was on a mission to fulfill.
I think after my first culture shocks of coming to a third world country and not getting the welcoming that I had in my mind that I thought I would receive, when I didn't receive that was nothing to do about the people. That was about my own emotions. That was about my own feelings. Maybe they don't feel like they need me, but there must be someone or something I can do to make a difference. And I chose the high road. I chose the way to figure out how I can make a difference in the country.
That's what we live for.
That becomes addicting. That becomes what you give your life for.
Be sure to join us next week as they take the flight into the tribe. It will be a great clash of cultures. Will they receive them? You don't want to miss it.